If you've ever had that moment where you miss one workout and suddenly you feel like you lost the whole season, this video is for you. Because the problem is not that you missed Tuesday. The problem is what happens next, the spiral. You miss one day, then you start doing the math in your head like, well, I already messed up. Then you avoid the gym because it feels awkward to come back. Then a week passes and now you're like, well, I guess I just have to restart. And bro, restarting is so exhausting. In a minute, I'm gonna give you a dead simple decision tree for what to do after you miss, so you never have to restart from zero ever again. And I'll give you a minimum day workout that counts, even when you only have about 10 to 20 minutes. So most people think that the best fitness anime is the loud stuff, the power-ups, the training montages, and the lock-in speeches. Those are fun, and clearly, I love those. But if your real problem is consistency, hype is not what you need right now, because hype works when life is clean. You slept well, your schedule's open, and you feel confident. The problem is, real life is not a clean schedule. And that's why Frieren is like low-key elite for fitness. Not because it's about lifting, but because it quietly teaches the exact skill that keeps most beginners as beginners. So Frieren has this energy where nothing needs to be dramatic. And if you've watched it, you know exactly what I mean. The show is basically allergic to big speeches. It'll hit you with this calm, almost casual moment like, yeah, we'll just handle that. And then they just keep moving. No montages, no adrenaline music, and no new me transformation speeches. It's more like the mission is still the mission, even if today was messy. And that's exactly the mindset that you need for the gym. Because most people don't quit just because they hate lifting. They quit because the moment they miss, they start narrating it like it's the end of their story. And Frieren doesn't do that. She doesn't treat one messy day like it means the whole journey is over. She just treats it like a detour. Like, okay, just adjust and resume. And there's another thing that Frieren nails. She pays attention to the little stuff. Little tiny improvements and the quiet progress. It's not about one insane day. It's about a bunch of small days stacking up until you look back and go, oh, I'm actually kind of different now. And this is literally how lifting works. Not the aesthetic, but the behavior. Because most gym failures are not failures in knowledge. Lord knows there's so many content creators and so many videos out there. They're actually failures of recovery after a miss. People don't need more workouts. They need a script for what to do when they fall off. And let's be honest, we all do eventually. And look at me, the comeback matters way more than the miss. So here's the Frieren style system. There's 3 rules, and they all work together, and they all make falling off way harder. So if your goal is a perfect week, one miss will ruin it. And your brain goes, well, the week is cooked. I guess I'll have to start over on Monday. And suddenly you look back and now you just somehow just lost out on weeks to months. So we're gonna change the scoreboard. You stop scoring yourself by perfection. You score yourselves by total sessions per month, no matter how small. Because a monthly score survives missed days. So here's a simple scale that you can steal, but honestly, you can do whatever you want. If you do 8 sessions in a month, you're in the game. That's basically just 2 a week. 12 sessions, you're building real momentum. That's 3 times per week. And then with 16 sessions, you're in that I don't even debate it, I just go tier, and that's 4 a week. Quick math. And that's very Frieren, because it's not asking you to have a perfect streak. It's asking you to keep showing up over a long span of time. And notice what this does. If you miss a couple days, you're not behind. You're just slightly lower on the score today than you could be, and you can still add points tomorrow. They'll still count just the same. And yes, even a tiny session still counts. And we're gonna get to that right now. So this is the day you do when life is messy. You're tired, stressed out, and you just really don't want to deal with the gym mentally. So this minimum day has just one singular job: to keep you from disappearing. It's not about being optimal. It's about protecting your identity as someone who trains. Because the real danger is going from I missed one day to I guess I'm just not the person who goes to the gym anymore. The minimum day says, nah, I'm still that person. I just did the easy version today. If Frieren had a training plan, it would absolutely have minimum days. It would be just like, we're still going, just we took it a little easy today to keep going long term. So here are 2 minimum day templates that you can choose from when today just isn't it. So 2 exercises, 2 sets each, done. So option A is for when you can still get to the gym. First, any sort of squat or leg press variation, 2 sets of about 6 to 10 reps each. Easy, leave about 2 to 3 reps in the tank. You should feel it, but it shouldn't be feeling very grindy. And then you can do either a seated row or a lat pull down, 2 sets about 8 to 12, done. You leave. Now option B is for when legs sound more like psychological warfare, or you just want to sit in a corner of the gym and just feel like crying. I don't know where I was going with that. So to start, you can do any form of push-ups, 2 sets, not to failure, just until you start kind of feeling it getting hard. And 1-arm dumbbell row, 2 sets, not to failure, same idea, you get it. So if you do 4 sets and leave, that's not a failure. That's not you slacking off. That's you showing up when it matters most and keeping your arc alive. And that's what really counts. Now for the most important rule, because this is where people lose weeks. I'm about to give you the resume protocol. Screenshot it, save it, put it in your notes app, tattoo it on your arm. I don't care, do whatever you need to do. So this is that decision tree I was talking about. And the whole point of this is to remove any emotion from the moment. You don't decide based on guilt, you just follow the script. Think big picture, calm, no drama, just resume and get back at it. So if you do end up missing 1 to 3 days, do your next planned session. No punishment workout, no doubling up, just go on as if it never happened. If you miss 4 days to a week, do a re-entry session. Easy full body, then back to your plan the next time. If you miss over a week, you do an easy week 1 reset. A whole week where everything is just intentionally easier on purpose. And the re-entry session is different from the minimum day. The minimum day is all about staying in the habit. Re-entry is about easing your body back in after an extended break. So here's the re-entry template. Pick 1 simple leg movement, either do some sort of lower body pull or a press. This would be like a leg press or a hamstring curl. Do about 1 to 2 sets each until it starts getting a little bit difficult with a few reps in reserve. So you can do a leg press or a goblet squat. Again, 1 to 2 sets of each, 8 to 10, boom. Lat pull down or assisted pull up, 1 to 2 sets each at 8 to 10 reps. And machine press or push-ups, 1 or 2 sets, 8 to 10, again, easy. Then you get to go home. You should leave thinking that was almost too easy. And that's exactly what we want, because the goal is to avoid that comeback ego lift that creates way too much soreness, joint crankiness, and then we just cause a whole nother disappearance. Frieren would never sprint for 1 day and then disappear for 2 weeks. She'd do the calm version today and still be there tomorrow. This is what Frieren nails. Quiet progression, no drama, no self-punishment, just consistent forward motion. And honestly, that's the most realistic version of discipline. Not intensity, not perfect streaks, just resuming again and again until it just becomes who you are. Now, obviously there's a time for pushing yourself, and that's most of the days when you're following your training plan, but when it comes to resuming, it's just not that time. All right, quick mistake section, because these are the traps and the pitfalls. Mistake 1, all or nothing thinking. 1 miss does not mean you failed. It means that you have a life. And after all, we live to live, not live to lift. Mistake 2, punishment workouts. You don't need to repay the gym just for missing a random Tuesday. Mistake number 3, you're starting a brand new program every time. If you change the plan every week, nothing can compound and you just won't get used to it. Mistake number 4, using motivation as the plan. Motivation is a temporary mood. Systems are longevity. If your strategy is, I'll simply be motivated, you're basically waiting for a rare drop. It might happen, but I wouldn't bet my life on it. So here's your action plan. Do this like right now. Open the Notes app on your phone and write your minimum day workout. Write your resume protocol decision tree, and then write this line at the bottom underneath. I do not restart, I resume. So pause the video and do it. It takes 30 seconds and it could save you months. I'll wait. All right, I'm bored. So next time you miss, you follow the script instead of spiraling. So comment the reason you usually fall off. Is it work, sleep, stress, intimidation, or do you just lose the routine? I'm using these comments to make the next painkiller video, so please let me know. So if you're ready to follow a real plan instead of restarting a new one every Monday, go watch the Gojo V-Taper video next, because that video gives you a simple plan to follow, and this resume protocol is how you stay in the game when life eventually does get messy.